All right, we gotta talk. We have to talk. Something real serious. I was gonna have that's my dog, don't worry about that. I was gonna have a game uploaded today, but I think this is more important for me to, to get out right now than that gaming video. So that'll be pushed to probably more than likely tomorrow. So if you're living under a rock, Sony just announced that they are now discontinuing physical game media after January 2028. Now, a lot of people are like, hey, well, I don't buy physical media anyways. I buy digital. So guess what? This doesn't really apply to me. Yes, it does. Okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning because I've been saying this going around 10 something years since digital has started to become more of a convenience. The reason why a lot of people want to go. For 10 years, I've been saying when GameStop closes down, it'll be due to the complete transfer over to the digital world. GameStop is the only thing that is stopping you guys, right, from losing your ownership of your games. And I don't think a lot of people understand this. So let me say that again. GameStop is literally the last obstacle that's keeping them from owning your titles. All right. There's no secret. I collect physical media. I have a good words. I have a whole bunch, all right, of god darn games for my PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Xbox One. I have all PlayStation 5. I have I have 80% of my library of games that I play and that I wanted, all physical media, okay? Some of them are digital, and there are a very big, because of how much money I spent, there's a very big portion of my library that is physical and digital. I have 5 copies of Xenoverse 2, all right? I have PlayStation 5, all right? I have PlayStation 4, I have Xbox One, and then I have PC, okay? I own all of them, and I own the physical copy for my Xbox One and my PlayStation 5. All right, look, I got some physical copies right here as well. All right, so I've always been a big defender of this. Okay, when you buy your game digitally, you are paying for a license to play the game. Let me say that again for you. You're paying for the license to play the game. So, Casey, why have you hated digital games for 10 years? Let me continue to explain my case. All right, digital games has opened up the market to be able to allow companies to control when you can play your game, how you play your game, and when do you have the right to play the game. When you lose your PlayStation account and you have mostly digital media, I know this personally because my brother lost his account before and I had to talk to freaking PlayStation customer service. He could not play any of his games. You know why? Because most of his games that he played was digitally bought. So they revoked the license that he had the right to use. No, privilege, not a right. Privilege. It's like driver's license. It's a privilege for you to be able to drive on the road, but it can be taken away. It's not your God-given right. It's a privilege that's being allowed for you to drive on the road. It can be revoked by the government whenever they want if you do anything that is obviously, of course, a flagrant or a violation of those said laws, right? This company, Sony, has the opportunity to take that away from you for false reporting, which we know PlayStation and the COD community are very big on that. Same thing with the sports community like 2K. You lose your account, you can't play no games until the suspension ends up or your permaban has been revoked by customer service. And most of the time when you go to PlayStation service, guess what they say? Oh, we can't help you. You have to wait to the time specific for your suspension to be up for you to get back to online. Is there anything else for us to do? That's what they tell you. So people, it's like, Casey, why do you hate digital media so much? Because you have no control over the property that you bought. It's with Nintendo right now. I have Pokemon Pokopia. I have Pokemon Pokopia. Nintendo was technically the first one to do this. They're like, we're not going to really do physical games like that. Physical games don't cover a big majority of their spending. All right, it is an extra 10 or something dollars per freaking unit that they're selling, or whatever the disc that is on top of that to produce that disc. So it's not that expensive, okay, for them. All right, they're still gonna reap the profits at the end of the day. And then all the games that we get sold nowadays are half-assed. Then you have to buy 20 DLCs to finish the damn story. Back in the day on my PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, I paid for the game. I got the whole thing. No future installments through DLCs. I got the whole game. Okay? Sony recently has terminated a couple of titles. Not a couple, a lot. I think it was reported over 100 something titles. And the people who bought those titles are losing access to those titles. How's that possible when you bought it with your own hard-earned money? No, you didn't. You rented it. Even though you hit the buy option, buy now, completed purchase, completed sales of purchase, you bought the privilege to use their console to gain access to watch that digital media. You didn't buy that movie Terminator. You bought the privilege to then access through your console to that digital media. I've been explaining this for years. For years. And people just kept saying, digital is better. Oh, I don't want to keep taking out one disc to put in another disc. I want to keep doing this. Disc management, blah, 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 etc. At least I own my title. Okay? I paid my money for this. How can the company have the right to take something that you owned away from you? It's the same thing with the Nintendo Switch, which is right here. It's docked. It's behind my monitor. I don't want to pull it up. But the Nintendo Switch, if you mod or do anything to this item and it registers that something is off with its operating system than what is normally programmed to do, it breaks. So you don't even have the luxury to customize or do anything to your own Switch 2 that you paid your money for to own. It's the same thing what they're fucking trying to do right now. I'm not trying to go into politics right now, but in Congress with the fucking with GMC and them trying to say that it's illegal for car owners to fix and maintenance their own cars. It's absurd. It's absurd. I hope this is the wake-up call for people. All right? Because I've been saying, once GameStop closes, guess what? GameStop is one of the major cornerstones of physical media. All right? Pre-orders, most of the time, is through GameStop. All right. Once GameStop is gone, then the other second or third retailers are going to now pull out. What do you mean by that, KZ? Well, guess what? Your Walmart is not going to sell digital media. They're going to sell physical media. They're going to sell the digital media that has a code for the game. Like if you go to your Walmart or your Target, and guess what? You go to the Nintendo section. How many cars you see there for digital games? For Yoshi Island, for Mario Kart World Tour, for Pokemon Pokopia, for most of the Switch games titles, guess what? They have the digital cards there more than the physical cases of the games. So guess what? Most of the stuff in there is going to just be the consoles. It's going to be digital key cards. That's it. And guess what? You don't own the game. You own the privilege to use the license to play the game on said console to retrieve the product that you have been sold the privilege to play. I feel like Markiplier when he was saying that Honey for the longest was scamming people and how he had endured, like he was getting an offer from them and he's like, where's this money coming from? How, like, what is going on? And he's like, hey, something feels wrong. Something feels weird. That's been me for the longest with digital games. And now people are going into complete state of panic, pissed off. Some people saying, well, who collects and plays physical media anyways? A lot of people who are smart that understands that you having the license to play the game is not the same as actually owning the title of the game. I own this. Ghost of Yoda, this is mine. Sony can't reach into my house and take my game. But they can if they take your account. Nintendo can if they brick your Switch too. Guys, I'm just gonna end this off on this note. Truly, I hope this is gonna wake up a lot of you and start collecting your library. All right, I already beat a lot of you to the game. I own 80% of my library of the games that I care about, that I was like, if I ever lost, I have my own copy to play the game. I own 80% of my library. All right, I do have some digital games, of course, same thing like on Steam. The games I buy on Steam, I buy for my PlayStation 5 or my Xbox. If PlayStation does not retract this, guys, if PlayStation doesn't retract this and Xbox is the only, Asha, I love you, girl. Please don't follow fucking Sony. Asha, if you can hear us, as long as Microsoft is sticking to their physical media, what I'm gonna do is I'm permanently switching to Xbox. I already own all the consoles. I am a collector. All right. I will mainly be playing exclusively for console on Xbox now, not PlayStation and Xbox, because I don't really care for the console war. PC is better, but I will exclusively be playing and collecting on Xbox, not PlayStation anymore. So I'll collect all the way up into the 2028 title. I gotta buy Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 for Xbox One as well now, X, just to make sure I have it. But I'm going to continue to collect physical media for my PlayStation 5, because that was my console of preference to play on. But I'm going to continue collecting on there. And then once 2028 hits, if PlayStation has not changed their mind due to the backlash that they're getting, Microsoft, if you don't change up your mind and you stay for the consumer, you stay for what the gamers want, Asha, I've been a big supporter since day one. There's a lot of fake Asha fans now that are like, Asha's never doubted you. No, you did. Most of the people who were against Asha, at least I have more pride for the people who are against Asha and who stayed on that side of the fence. All right, there's people who jumped the bandwagon and was like, oh, maybe we were wrong about Asha. Not we, nigga. You. Fuck you think this is, nigga? Fuck, don't speak for me. I've been with Asha since day fucking one, man. No one wants Xboxes to see more than me than probably fucking Daladoya. All right? And Asha is definitely the fucking cornerstone that we need to get that goddamn company back up. She's already been making fantastic fucking moves, all right? And she actually listens to her core fan base. She listens to the people. She's listening to what gamers want. Sony has the privilege to ignore what gamers want, because it's like fucking Call of Duty and 2K. You niggas are gonna buy, and I'm no exception. But I do draw the line when it comes to principle. All right, same thing with Nintendo. Nintendo's a scummy company, I'll say that. But at the end of the day, they have a lot of fucking IPs that they held on to, exclusivities that I've been playing since I was a fucking child. One of the first games I played was Legends of Zelda Ocarina of Time. The first console I've ever played was the Akari, what do you call it, Pac-Man Joy-Con stick one from Sega. Like, why do you guys think retro has gotten so expensive? Not just because of nostalgia, not just because people want to relive their childhood games. No, even games of recent, on why prices are going up, why people are holding on to their physical media a lot more besides selling them back at a higher rate. Guess what? Well, because there's going to become a point where you're going to get sick and tired of your stuff being controlled so much digitally that you want the physical copy just to bypass all the issues that's going to happen in the future. And guess what? Because everything is moving digitally now, and this may become a wide accepted practice. You just gotta deal with it. I can't to talk about it. Xbox, Asha, hashtag Asha we trust. Hashtag Asha we trust, man. Sony, you guys have been on the short end of my stick for the longest, and this definitely secured that placement in my head now. Yeah, collect your physical medias, guys. Own your stuff. That's all I can say, man. Wow.